Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Mark Causey here from Black Cat Comics in rockin Milpitas. Every Wednesday is New Comic Day and I like to give you some great reasons to get down to your local comic shop and pick up something fun to read. It's a pretty small week but packed with some really great important books. Let's start with the DC guys because this is Year of the Villain #1. This is just a 25-cent comic, so make sure that this one finds its way into your stack this week. Last year they did a 25-cent book with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. This year, of course, it's all about the villains. Got Batman Who Laughs, Justice League, all kinds of fun stuff on there. Like I say, it's only 25 cents, so make sure you grab that one. This one kicks off the big event of the year. Speaking of big events, this is Deceased #1. One of the new big mini-series rolling out from DC. Checked it out this morning. This one's really cool, really dark, really heavy, but looks to be a lot of fun. So again, make sure this one makes its way into your stack this week. Batman #70. Doesn't need any help. This one's already on your list and in your sub box. You know we talk about this one all the time. You know it's one of the best books in comics. We love some Tom King. We love some Batman. Always a big week for that guy. This is Batman in the TMNT. This is the third series of Batman teaming up with the Turtles. Grab the trade paperbacks for the other two series if you missed this one. Always fun to see Batman teaming up with characters. Always fun when they do intercompany crossovers. Everybody loves the Turtles. Fun stuff with that one. Check that out. Harley Quinn with Catwoman on the cover. Rounds out your Bat books for the week, if you count Harley as a Bat book. Adventures of the Super Sons. It's your only super book for the week. That one's been a lot of fun. Only a couple issues left in that one. Deathstroke. Speaking of the Super Sons, there's Damian sticking his sword in good old Deathstroke. This one's been teaming up with Teen Titans if you didn't know, so grab the last couple issues of Titans if you've been missing out on this one. Justice League, one of the biggest books in comics. If you're following this one, of course you want to pick up that 25-cent Year of the Villain. A lot going on in Justice League. This has been one of my favorite DC books, one of my favorite comics lately. I've been saying how this is everything the Justice League should always be. The biggest villains, the biggest heroes, the biggest events going on. Great, great title. And Green Lantern from Grant Morrison and Liam Sharp. Another one of the best books in comics. Another one of my favorite titles these days. The art in this book is absolutely amazing. Liam Sharp is just knocking it out of the park with this. And of course, Grant Morrison's Grant Morrison, that goes without saying. Great, great stuff. Pick up those other issues if you've been missing out, or at least grab the first issue to see what all the buzz is about, or just jump into the latest one. Love me some Green Lantern. Female Furies. It's your mini-series book of the week. Young Justice is your Wonder Comics book of the week. This Wonder Comics stuff has exploded with Young Justice and Naomi and all the other things they got going on. So if you don't know much about the Wonder Comics line, going to want to go to the DC site and check out all that good stuff. And The Dreaming is your Vertigo book of the week. That's your Sandman Universe book of the week. You know we love some Sandman verse around here. Great week for the Marvel guys. Lots of Marvel to talk about. How about some War of the Realms? This is War of the Realms #3. Anybody that was discussing event fatigue, that just totally evaporated after War of the Realms #1, because this book is awesome. It's coming out fast and furious, and there's lots of War of the Realms to go around, like Strike Force, the Dark Elf Realm. Love me some She-Hulk, and I pick up pretty much anything that's got She-Hulk in it. Great stuff. Age of X, Prisoner X. Is your X-Men event going on right now. A little like War of the Realms, there's lots of Age of X-Men going on. Lots of X-Men stuff in general, like this one, like Major X #3. Boy, this book has been red hot and selling out every single time. There's a reprint of #1 out today if you missed it, which you most likely did. And Uncanny X-Men 17. The one that started it all. I'm really stoked to see Uncanny back at the top of everybody's stack, back at the top of everybody's list. Uncanny has always been one of the best books in comics. Like I say, it's great to see it back in its heyday. Wolverine and Cyclops there on the cover. Dead Man Logan is your other X book, other Wolverine book, unless of course you count Savage Avengers. You can read more about this one in our newsletter. Big dark team of Avengers. Got Wolverine and Venom, Punisher, Conan. Great stuff there. Some awesome art by Mike Deodato. Another book that I checked out this morning is really great. You know I love the Avengers. And The Punisher, speaking of those Savage Avengers, pick up that one, pick up this one. There he is taking on Baron Zemo. Super cool. Deadpool. It's one of the dark heroes that they left out of Savage Avengers. And Cosmic Ghost Rider destroys the Marvel Universe. Rounds out your dark side of the Marvel Universe, guys. Amazing Spider-Man. Another one of the biggest books in comics. Another book that's been red hot lately. Another book that should be on everybody's list. Recent issues, he's taken on all his classic villains. So if you're a Spidey fan or if you've been holding out on Spidey for a while, go back to number 15 or 16, catch up to the recent issue. As good as it's ever been. Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider. It's your other Spider book for the week. This one doesn't need much help from me. Everybody's got this one on their list. This book has also exploded since Into the Spider-Verse and, well, going all the way back to her first appearance. And Marvel Team Up with Spider-Man and Miss Marvel rounds out your Spider stuff for the week. I'm a huge fan of the original Marvel Team Up. It's great to see them busting this book out. Everybody loves Miss Marvel. Everybody loves Spider-Man. Great stuff. Star Wars. Been encouraging you guys to check out all the cool Star Wars stuff with the Episode 9 trailer dropping. Everybody's into Star Wars again. Marvel's been doing an excellent job with all of their cool Star Wars stuff, like this one, the main title, like Age of Rebellion. This is Age of Rebellion Han Solo. You know I love Han Solo. Who doesn't love Han Solo? One of the greatest fictional characters of all time. This Age of Rebellion stuff has been a lot of fun. Just a bunch of one-shots of some of your favorite characters. So again, if you're a big Star Wars fan like me, you're going to want to check these out. Now let's talk about a big stack of reprints while we're on the subject of Star Wars. This is the facsimile issue of Star Wars number 50. Marvel has been doing these, what they call facsimile issues. They are exact reprints, down to the ads and everything, of the original comic. Star Wars 50 from the original Marvel line back in the day is one of my all-time favorite comics. So I was really stoked to see them bust this back out. Again, these facsimiles are exact duplicates of their original issues, so that's a whole lot of fun. But in other reprint news, Marvel's been doing this whole line of True Believers. $1 issues of classic reprints to get you into some cool trades, get you into some cool ongoing titles. They have a whole mess of these. They're just $1. This week they got a bunch of Star Wars ones because this week is May the 4th, Star Wars Day. There's that one, Darth Maul. There's Thrawn. There's Rebel Jail, starring my all-time favorite Princess Leia. There's Ewoks, which we won't talk much about. And then let's get into some other kinds of reprints Marvel's doing. This is Marvel Tales Avengers. Big old chunky book that reprints the original Avengers number 16, where Hawkeye, Quicksilver, and Scarlet Witch join the team. Reprints Avengers number 57, the first appearance of the Vision. Reprints much later Avengers number 264 with the new Yellow Jacket. I'm a big fan of classic reprints. Long before the days of trade paperbacks, this was the only way to read classic books like this one, or like The Origin of Mantis. It's another one of the True Believers. This one's just $1. Like I say, Marvel's been cranking these out for a while. They're just $1, so pick up some very inexpensive reprints of some all-time great books. Really fun stuff that they're doing. It's a great week for all the other guys, too. Huge week for the independent guys. This is Girl in the Bay number 4. This is your Berger book of the week. Been talking up the great stuff Karen Berger's been bringing to Dark Horse. This is definitely one of them. This is the last issue of this really cool book, so grab 1 through 3 in this week's number 4. Fun stuff. This is Beasts of Burden from Evan Dorkin and Jill Thompson, 2 all-time greats. This is probably the 3rd or 4th series from Beasts of Burden, so if you don't know much about this, go to darkhorse.com and check it out. Pick up that first trade paperback or just jump into this new issue. Terminator, The Sector War is one of the many, many licensed properties that Dark Horse has been doing for a long, long time and doing a great job of it. Back in the 80s, Dark Horse sort of reinvented licensed property comics with Terminator and Alien and Predator. They do a fantastic job of it. Everybody loves some Terminator. And Avatar, you love the movie, and now it's a comic. Another one of the great licensed property books that Dark Horse does. Dark Horse does all kinds of great things. So if you don't have a Dark Horse book on your list, you're really missing out. Get them this weekend to Free Comic Day and pick up some Dark Horse stuff and see all the great stuff that they do. The Walking Dead. is one of the biggest titles in comics, one of Image's biggest books. This one doesn't need much push from me, but I do always like to mention, most folks follow this in trade paperback. I'm always encouraging guys to catch up on those trades and start in with the regular periodical issues, because periodicals are just more fun and exciting, especially with something with a lot of cliffhangers like Walking Dead. Outcast! It's another book from the guy who does the aforementioned Walking Dead. He does all kinds of stuff that you might not know about. And Paper Girls, your latest issue of Paper Girls. Much like Monstrous, this is one of the recent huge hits from Image. This one comes out very regularly, so you can totally follow along. It's got 5 trade paperbacks, so pick up those trades and catch up to the recent issue. Image does a huge range of all kinds of genres and art styles and writing styles, so much like Dark Horse, go to Image and check out all the huge stuff that they do. Find a cool book for you. The $6 Million Man is one of my many Dynamite books. Much like Dark Horse, Dynamite does an excellent job with all kinds of licensed property stuff, like the $6 Million Man. If you're 100 years old like me, you love some Steve Austin. And Red Sonja, along with Battlestar Galactica. And Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, shows you the huge range that Dynamite has with all the cool stuff that they do. If you like that licensed property, you're going to dig the book. They do a great job of keeping their stuff in its original content form. Love me some Dynamite these days. Transformers is one of your many IDW books, speaking of licensed property stuff, along with The Mighty TMNT. This is Urban Legends. This is your other mighty TMNT book of the week. Everybody loves the Turtles. Robotech and Doctor Who, the 13th Doctor are your Titan books of the week. And Fallen World is your Valiant book of the week. This starts your new big crossover event from Valiant. Everybody should have a Valiant book on their list, like this one, like Bloodshot, like Exo Manowar. Valiant does all kinds of really great stuff, cool genre fusion of superhero, sci-fi, a little bit of horror, of course, always action, great stories, great art. And it's a great week for the all-ages stuff, too. Let's talk all about IDW. This is Star Wars Adventures. IDW does a whole line of Marvel all-ages stuff, like Star Wars Adventures, like Marvel Action Avengers, and like Marvel Action Spider-Man. There's also a Black Panther book in this series. Not exactly sure why Marvel has somebody else doing all of their all-ages books, but they are really awesome. I'm a huge fan of Star Wars Adventures. I really enjoyed the Marvel Action Avengers. Everybody should have an all-ages book on their list. Something a little light, something a little fun, something a little different from your usual stuff, and of course something for the young person in your life. Lots and lots of great books this week, so make sure you check those shipping lists. Get down to your shop, pick up something super awesome. I want to say that this Saturday is Free Comic Book Day. This Saturday, May 4th, is Free Comic Book Day. So get on down here to Rockin Milpitas. We got all our back issues are 75% off. All the Black Cat packs are 75% off. Got a huge selection of free stuff. Really awesome books like Justice League, like Avengers, and Spider-Man, and the aforementioned Star Wars Adventures that I love so much, like the TMNT. They have a couple books out this week. And they got a huge range of stuff like Riverdale, and Robotech, and Doctor Who, and on it goes. Some Whedonverse, some Street Fighter, some Bob's Burgers. Lots and lots of great stuff out this year on Free Comic Day. So get down here to Rockin Milpitas on Saturday. Get around to every shop you can, because it's Free Comic Day. That's all we got for you for this week. You can check us out at black-cat-comics.com with our especially cool Shopify store. Check out the Facebook page, the YouTube channel. Check out the podcast at soundcloud.com. Just get on down here to the good old brick and mortar in Rockin Milpitas. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on Saturday.